Hello, this is Kelly from IEI.
Hi, I'm Sam from QNAP.
Today in this video, we are going to introduce about the cybersecurity for industrial automation by IEI and QNAP. Sam, did you hear of what happened to one of the biggest chip manufacturers in the world?
You mean TSMC?
Yeah.
Of course, I think it's about WannaCry, right?
Yeah, it's very well known recently. In the beginning of this month, a computer virus attacked and shut down several TSMC factories, and it caused a company one of its most severe disruptions. Quoted by their CFO, TSMC has been attacked by viruses before, but this is the first time a virus attack has affected our production line. Sounds very serious. In fact, 3 chip fabrication factories were hit by this computer virus. It is estimated that TSMC lost up to 5.2 billion Taiwanese dollars under this accident, which lasted for 3 days until the production returned to normal. The virus was a version of Ransomware WannaCry. Any of your friends were attacked or robbed by it?
Myself.
Yourself?
No, basically, I have several times to introduce the WannaCry, and in order to show the customer that what is WannaCry and how can our QNAP operating system protect it and recover all the data file, I need to demonstrate the WannaCry. So I will activate the WannaCry in my NAS and my computer, and then I will show them what happened when you are under attack of WannaCry. Then how can we help you to recover everything? So that's why I said myself.
Wow, you must be very familiar with that.
Yeah.
We are going to show you that how another version of WannaCry attacked TSMC. This time it didn't use encryption to hostage TSMC files as previously. Instead, it attacked one of its machines before it connecting to internet, and it spread and paralyzed all the other computers on production line. The below pictures, you can see more clear about the situation. First, the computer which is ready to load has virus inside, and then this infected computer didn't scan itself for virus before connecting to a network. And then, because the domain is shared, in the end, without surprise, the virus spread out and paralyzed all the other computers. That's how one virus could knock down more than 10,000 machines in TSMC's most advanced facilities. From this case, we can realize how cybersecurity could protect ourselves. Do you know how to react if the same things happen to you or your factory? Do you have any plan how to respond to the danger of ransomware? In order to solve this problem and protect you from these computer viruses, IEI and QNAP had worked together to launch a solution for cybersecurity for industrial automation, and we named it as QTS Gateway. QTS Gateway is an operating system which is designed for IEI hardware and integrated QNAP software into one operating system. It provides remote management, data storage, computing, surveillance system, and backup. In practice, I'm going to show you 2 applications. The hardware equipment is required to support QTS Gateway. And the first, I'm going to tell you about the surveillance. First, the middle computer in the green area, which you can see Tank 860 GQW, it's host computer. It is like human brain, collecting all the information from different machines from the blue area. And I'm going to tell you each of them later. It combines and calculates and then displays the information on the monitor, which is at the left side of the picture. What different machines we can install on? You can see from the blue area, such as DRPC120 and MicroBX250 used on CNC equipment control, or ECW281 for machining center. Through these embedded computers, the data will be transmitted to the host computer Tank 860 QGW. So what can we do from this system? The operator can watch the monitor to know about the latest situation. Furthermore, can make order to request to turn off all the other computers with problems. Therefore, What happened to TSMC can be avoided through this way. Also, the IT staff and engineers who tend to walk around in the factory all the time, they can use their PDA on hands. They will bring PDA when they walk in the factory. After connecting to the internet, they can get updated about the status of the computers on the production line. If there is any problem, they will remote control and shut down at the first moment. This is the brief concept of surveillance system. About the next one, it's remote control. Also, you can see in the middle there is a host computer. It's same like the previous case, Tank 860 QGW. It calculates and displays the information on the monitor on the left side through VGA, DP, DVI. How can it make it? How can it display the information? Because it connects it connects many automated control machines and data acquisition devices. What are they? They are at the bottom of the picture, such as DIO, which supports DIO equipment. Like you can see, it's alarm or switch. And the next one is RS-232. You can connect with PLC. And the last one is USB. It supports USB 2 or USB 3 devices. All these devices are like limbs and sense of human. They exchange data and send it back to host computer Tank 860 QGW. And then you will send a unified command to all the equipment remotely. How can you make the remote control management? You can check the right side of the picture. If it connects to QNAP NAS, the data will upload to cloud storage. This not only supports in-time data backup, but also can restore the backup after sudden shutdown or any other kind of accident. So this also can help to avoid the accidents happen to TSMC in August. We introduced two common hardware applications of QTS Gateway. And then we're going to, one is surveillance, and the second one is remote control. About the software part of QTS Gateway, let's welcome Sam to give us a clear picture.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, basically, the Tank A16, like A60 QGW, that is a IPC, right? I think.
Yeah.
Kind of a IPC, but with QNAP. QTS operating system inside. So I will introduce several things. First is data protection. How can we do that? Okay, we have three parts. The first part is beforehand, like how can we prevent our data to be in, like the WannaCry, the malware or something, and how can we prevent that? And if things goes, like unlucky, we do have some condition or bad situation inside of our hardware. How can we do that? How can we recover everything? And when things are go back to normal, how can we do the prevent, and how can we to rearrange everything to make ourselves more stronger to protect ourselves from the next attack? So basically we will have these three parts beforehand and when things happen and after the event. So I will basically make it like four parts. The first part, I will also introduce you what is our virtualization station. That is a app that you can download in the QTS operating system. And then we will tell you the data protection part, like we have Snapshot and we have Snapshot Vault. And the third part is like, since we have Snapshot and Snapshot Vault, that is kind of a private cloud that we say basically announces a private cloud, but we will also integrate the public cloud to make it as a hybrid cloud that you might heard of them a lot. And we will let you know that how can we do the hybrid cloud solution with our hybrid backup sync. And then the fourth part will be the file server protection, because the previous three parts are talking about how to protect your data file inside of your tank. But the fourth part is to protect you from being hacked or being, data file being stolen while the data transmission. So this will be the fourth part. So I will start from the virtualization station. So to talk about the virtualization station, I will also let you know that why do you need a virtualization station? Because in the IT server room, basically we will see a lot of server, a lot of machine, and each of the machine are running their own software on that. But you also need to know that when we purchase one server and we only run one software on that, that is a very pity, because you might only use like 30 to 40, even 50% of your hardware efficient. And if you are going to run another software, you need to purchase another server. So, which means that is maybe is kind of an overconsumption to your total cost, and you might not use all of the efficient of your hardware to each of the server software that you're running on the server. So that is why we give you the virtualization station, because you can turn one of your server and then maybe split your server into several different rooms, and you can arrange the efficient of your hardware, like just make it 100 to different of your softwares. So, which means you can use one server and to run 2 to 3 to even more of your software on that, and you can have the flexibility to arrange the CPU or the RAM or other hardware part. You can arrange the percentage to each of your server to make them work like have the most efficient to your hardware. So how can a VM run on the NAS? Well, a VM is a virtualized machine. So first you just need to download the virtualization station on our App Center in the QTS operating system. Then you can start to install all your your Windows or your Linux or your Ubuntu, something like that. You just install that on each of your VM, and maybe the third party of the software that you want to use, you can check on our website or contact your disti to see if that is okay to run on your VM. So let's check on the two pictures. The left hand side is the traditional IT infrastructure. You can see that you have one storage equipment and connect that into a switch, then connect to 3 of your different servers. So what we can do is to provide you another solution that we can make all of your servers onto one of your tank. So you will have your own virtual switch on your tank. So the virtual switch can also be assigned into 3 of your different servers. So you don't have to you will just have to cost for one, and you will get several of your server in return. And then we have this solution, so you can make your custom structure by your requirements or your flexible demands. As you can see that you can have a host mode or a bridge mode or an external only mode, and that will be all based on one of your 10A60. Well, speaking of a virtual machine, we also need to talk about the protection of the virtual machine, because now you are running several servers on your tank. But what if your tank, encounter a downtime, so it stopped working, or maybe power issue, something. So maybe you were afraid that you lose every of your data file inside of your tank, but that is not a thing to worry, because for each of our virtualized machine, we also can do backup, and we can do snapshot on your virtual machine. So that is why we can prevent that your data file losing by any accident you might have encountered. So you can do the backups by scheduling mode or by manual mode, and then when you have the backups, you can you can copy the backups into another remote site, so you will have 2 of the same backups at different places. So that is another protection on the original protection. Okay.
Wow, so that's a lot of things that we can learn from virtual stations. I heard you mention about the snapshot. Yeah. How do we, what is the idea of this? What is the functionality, or how can we apply it to?
Okay, well basically a snapshot is a function from QNAP that we can help you to protect you by ransomware, like you just mentioned WannaCry. But here's another thing we want to talk about, like see the several descriptions. Basically, we just want you to know that a lot of business, they are not satisfied with their RTO. So what is RTO? And here's another thing called RPO. So let's check on the picture above, down below there. Well, the middle red part is a time for your disaster occurred, and the RTO is recover time objective. So basically, RTO is like how long you can recover your system back to work after your disaster occurred. So basically, the shorter the RTO is, the better the enterprise want. And then what is RPO? It's like when the disaster happened. RPO is like how, what is the timing that you can recover your whole system. It's like 1 hour ago before the disaster occurred, or half hour, or like 5 minutes before the disaster occurred. So also, the shorter the RPO is, the better the enterprise wants. So for RPO and RTO, the shorter it is, the better it is. So okay, here is, okay, this is the snapshot part. Well, basically, what is snapshot? Snapshot is like we will do flags while your system is running, and each of the flags, it can record what are the data you are having inside of your NAS or your tank. So when you do the flag, and you can recover all your data file from the timing of that flag. So now it's like, maybe now it's like 12 o'clock, and I put one flag on my tank or my NAS, and 1 hour after, I found that my NAS, my tank, has been attacked from ransomware, and all my data files, important files, are encrypted. So that is not what I want. And I can just go to my snapshot storage space, and then I pick the flag at 12 o'clock, and I can recover everything back, and at the same time there will be no ransomware. But some people might ask, since your flag, your snapshot are also stored inside of your tank or your NAS, how can you prevent your snapshot being attacked from ransomware? So that is our technology. We take the snapshots into block level, and then the file that you are using, that the software that you are running, the folders that you connect to your tank, your file to your computer through Sandbox or through CIFS, that is what we call file level. So if you are having a ransomware on your computer and it attacks your computer, and through your Sandbox connection to your NAS, that will be all on file level only. So your block level snapshot are safe. So that is why we can just go back to the block level and then find what we want and recover everything. So this is our technology. So it can help you to prevent all the ransomware or some malware. And this is another thing. Well, we talk about snapshot, and since it's block level, so it's pretty safe inside of your NAS. But what if that NAS breaks? So we consider about this part, and we also invented something called snapshot vault. A snapshot vault is like, I have several snapshots in my tank A, but I can also copy, or I can also back up these snapshots into another tank B. So what I can do is to take each of the snapshots in my tank A, and then through several internet transmission and connection method to send all the snapshots into another copy into tank B. So in tank B we will have another app called Snapshot. It's not an app, it's a function in our QTS operating system. We call it a snapshot vault. So we can keep collecting all the snapshots from tank A. So when tank A is like having any issue and insure the downtime, we can get everything we want from tank B. So here's another topic that since we will have a lot of data files in our each of our NAS or our tanks, but does it take a long time for users to experience the transmission during all the snapshot to the snapshot vault? Or is that gonna take a long time when we take each of the snapshot or the storage capacity? Will the huge amount of the snapshot take a lot of the hard disk space? Actually, no, because we will have our special technique. So we will only do the flags for the data file that has changed. So imagine that I have 100 gigabyte of files in my tank A, and then each hour I will put a new flag. But during 12 o'clock into 1 o'clock, and I only have like 15 megabytes data file has been changed. So the new flag I put onto the tank will only record the 50 megabyte data file that I have changed. So each of the flags will only do the new revised data. So it won't take a lot of storage capacity to your tank or to your NAS. And the same concept, so when we do the transmission, do the copy and backup from tank A into tank B, the first time of the snapshot vault transmission will take longer time because it will have all of your data file, all of the snapshot. But for the next snapshot, they will only transmit the new flag, which is the new file. So it won't take a lot of your data file storage capacity. So that is the concept. And this is the user interface of our snapshot vault. Well, basically it looks very similar to your snapshot. So you can just go into your snapshot vault and then you can pick the time you want and pick the date you want and pick the right timing you want. And you can do two things. The first thing you can do is to recover whole the snapshot. So if you have plenty of time, maybe not plenty, you have enough time for you to do the whole recovery, you can just do the recovery for your whole LAN or your whole storage pool. But if you are in a urgent status, you just need to get several confidential files or emergent use. You can just copy that several files back first or recover that several files in advance, and then you can leave your NAS or your tank to do the whole recovery for the rest of the time. Yeah, so this is our snapshot function. Is that easy to understand? Okay, thank you. Okay, so when we done the introduction of the snapshot, that is the thing from private cloud. And the next part is I'm going to talk about the public cloud, hybrid cloud. Well, we have another application called Hybrid Backup Sync. That is also you can download for free in our App Center in QTS operating system. Well, once you download it, you can enjoy and experience the several functions. You can do the backup on local side, or you can restore on local side, or you can sync from other side. You can sync to all the other public cloud services that you are using, or you can sync to other NAS. And I need to mention that in 2012, there's a government in US. It has claimed a announcement called "If you want to protect your data file well, you need to follow the 3-2-1 principle." What is 3-2-1? 3-2-1 is like for each of your data file, I need to have 3 copies in 2 different hardware or different places. And one place need to be a cloud, a public cloud. So that is what 3-2-1, because they think that is the best way to keep your data file safe. So we have 3-2-1 right here. The local, we can give you, okay, we can check on the first machine, the left hand side. What is next to the Apple computer, I think. We can take that as the main tank. Okay, when we have some data file inside there, we can do backup to maybe to our Mac time machine through the time machine. Oh, I'm sorry. For the Mac time machine and the Windows, we can all have solutions for them to back up things. Like Mac, we use time machine. For Windows, we can download NetBack Replicator from QNAP website. That is a kind of time machine for Windows user. And you have one data file inside of your computer, and then you can send the other copy to your NAS or your tank. And then you can use external device or through our exclusive function, VJBot is like virtual JBot, and you can have other copies. Right here, you will have one copy in your computer, and the second copy inside of your tank, and the third copy is inside of your external device and VJBot, so that fits the 3-to-1-to-3 principle, right? But we can do more than that, because we can, through our local to remote backup or local to remote sync, we call RTRR, is a on-time sync or on-time remote backup, to another NAS. So we will have 3 copies into more than 2 storage space. And then let's check on the cloud part. Since we have hybrid backup sync, we can back up everything onto the cloud. So we fit the 3-to-1. We can even do more than 3-to-1. So here's another topic, like how can I do the backup? I can choose simple versioning or smart versioning. For simple versioning is that you can choose to have like maybe every day I will take one of the backup, or each week, each month. And until your storage capacity is full, it won't stop. But for what is smart versioning? The simple versioning is based on how many capacity of your storage you want to assign to your tank or your NAS. But for smart versioning, it can help you to keep much more longer than you want it to keep. Like I can arrange that, okay, for each month I can keep one backup, and each quarter I will also keep one backup, and for each year I will also keep one backup. So you can have your backup far away from, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It depends on your demand and your requirement, or the government policy inside of your country. So this is what you can do.
Is there any maximum limitation?
If you want to know more, you can check on QNAP live broadcast and insert the keyword hybrid backup sync. There will be a PM and he will tell you that.
Okay.
But basically, I think 2 to 3 years is okay. Yeah. And here's the fourth thing. Since we are going to upload things into cloud, public cloud, we will also consider about are there going to be risks? Because you know that the biggest cell phone manufacturer, smartphone manufacturer, recently in China, they have a news that the confidential data to each person is not safe longer, because the government require them to, like I don't know what happened. Anyway, just people say that the cloud is not a safe cloud anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
So if you are now still using your public cloud, you might have this concern. So we think about that also. So now we provide you a secure data encryption before you want to upload everything onto the cloud. So we can do data encryption to each of the data file you upload to the cloud. So when you want to like download or to open the data file, you also need to type in your password so that you can see what's inside of the file. So every time when you do the public cloud uploading and you do the encryption, the system will also give you an alert that if you forgot your password in the future, you will also lose everything. So you need to be careful. But I think that is a good warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you cannot find it, how can other people get your files? So here is what we can support. For the hyperbackup sync, we can support to not only QNAP NAS, we can also support to FTP server, or we can support CIFS and Sandbox server. And of course, for cloud services, not only the file, what is that? You can choose to the services like object file or file. What is that? Object level or file level, yeah. Because you know the cloud, the public cloud, they are now having two different services. One is that what you upload, they will analyze the data, and then maybe if that is an Excel file, I will analyze that, okay, that is an Excel file, that is a file level, and the other is the object level. I don't care what you upload to me. Anything you upload, I give you a number and I just put it away. And in the future, you want something, you just give me the number and I will give you the number. So they have two parts, but we can support them. And now you are seeing in the chart is what we can give you, but that is not only that, we are still integrating with other public cloud providers. So in the future, we can give you more and more. Okay, that is the hybrid cloud part.
And because Sam mentioned that when during the transmission, there is still some risk that you may lose your data. So QNAP also provides some related solution for about this kind of accident.
Of course, you might not only lose your data, also your data might be hacked. So that is why there are VPN in the world. And for QNAP, what we have now is the security counselor. Since we are recently established our latest version of QTS 4.3.5, this QPKG, this app, security counselor, will also coming out. What is that? That is like an operator to all your data protection software and your configuration. Okay. It provides four of the protection. The first one is the data exposed, and then the second is the unknown login, and the third is the access information exposed, and then the fourth is it can help you to prevent any software with risk. I just finished my lunch. Okay, the first one we will talk about the prevent part. It can give you safety settings into different levels, and then we can provide you security documents, which is also published online. And when there are new security documents online, we will also have the notification for you to check. And then that is the prevent part. And here is the protection software part, which means that if you download any data file with risks that you don't know, we still have some solution to help you, like the antivirus software, the McAfee, that everyone should know that because it's very famous. And then another is Clam AV, that is also a QPKG you can download inside of our App Center. And then we also have our own developed app called Malware Remover. That is an app that you can do like scheduling scanning or manual scanning. That if your malware remover finds some malware, it can have different actions, like I will delete it in advance and let you know, or I will just inform you that I found something danger inside of your tank or in your NAS, but I haven't deleted that yet. I'm waiting for your assignment, something like that. And since the security console is very new, so if you are using a Tank A60 or if you are running a QNAP NAS inside of your office, you can try to download it after you receive the notification to download the latest QTS version. You can find that every of the protection you need for data transmission or for malware remove, these are all in the security console. That is like a center to all of your data protection, antivirus protection, and your transmission protection, something like that. So that is all.
Thanks for Sam introducing so many things about the software part. If you have any question or if you have anything that you want to know, please welcome to comment in our Facebook fan page. And thanks. I hope you enjoy about the QTS Gateway hardware part and software part. And thanks again for Sam coming to share with us. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.